How you going, guys? How's your week going? You been practicing hard to weight your scales? Yeah, not me either. I'm back with more random junk from Temu to try out. Now, I've found some items I haven't seen in other videos that I'm excited to try today. You may notice I've got my acoustic out, and you'll see why in a moment when we get into these products. So the first thing we're going to try out is this pick holder. Now this was new to the website, I haven't seen this item before. The idea is you can strap the pick onto your index finger, you can do some finger picking and then flick straight out and hold a pick. Okay, I got it out and it comes in like a little case, that's pretty cool. Clean that up later. Alright, that was a bit anticlimactic. Oh, that needs to go a little bit lower. We're gonna finger pick, and then when we're ready, we can switch. That's actually pretty good. Alright, let's try it out. I mean, it's sort of sliding out. You can see there, it's sort of coming out of the pick socket. Let me try this with the 2mm pick, see if this makes a bit of a difference. Definitely a lot better. It's a bit awkward in between your fingers, but you can switch to the pick pretty comfortable. It actually works pretty good. You definitely need to use a thicker gauge pick. If this was a bit more sturdy, the rubber, I think this could work pretty well, to be honest. Overall, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. It did do what it said, but there was just too many variables that made it uncomfortable. You need to use a very thick pick for it to actually grip on comfortably. It can potentially swing out of the way while you're finger picking, but overall that was pretty fun. Now the next thing we have here are these finger maracas or finger shakers. Now you may remember from one of my previous videos we had this like wrist tambourine. I wonder if these are gonna work better. Let's pop them on and find out. Okay, I've spread these out a bit between my hands. Let's give it a shot and see how it goes. I mean, they sort of work, right? I don't know how much I like the sound. They do sound like traditional, you know, shakers, and there is a bit of dynamics to them, which is nice. Cha, cha, boom, cha. Maybe if I was really digging into the strings. But it doesn't have, you know, the effect of someone doing that with a shaker usually. So overall, I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. They're very quiet compared to the acoustic guitar. If you were playing on like a small parlor guitar, probably wouldn't be as big of an issue. I'm not a massive fan of the sound, although when I play them like this, it does sound like, you know, a normal $2 shaker you buy from the music shop. Just, yeah, it doesn't work that well, but a little bit of fun. Okay, next item. I'm gonna need to put my pick away for this. And these are these brass finger picks. Now, I gotta be careful to not drop these. I've obviously seen finger picks before. Have you ever seen finger picks that look like this? Like a piece of essentially just, you know, molded wire. Let me pop these onto my fingers and let's see how they go. It's interesting, because I can... Like, I can't really feel where my fingers are. But I do like the sound they're making. Okay, so let's just try maybe strumming with it. I sort of like that sound. Funnily enough, in high school, I don't know why, I used to strum with my index finger like that. So, I haven't done that in years. That feels pretty good. I actually really like how that sounds. For finger picking, it's terrible. Maybe I need to tighten them more, but I just don't really get it. Doesn't feel that great, and if you ride them right up on the finger, I find myself just touching it with the skin, so it sort of removes the point. Interesting idea, didn't really work that well, but 2 out of 10. Let's get to the next item. Now these I thought were interesting. These are card chords. Like, I don't know why I bought these guys. I thought it was, let's have a look at them. Why not? They're a couple of dollars. Plus, you guys get to enjoy it as well and watch me waste my money on stupid stuff. I'll put the box down here next to Beethoven for now. So essentially I bought these because they go on the guitar neck and you can push these sections out. Man, it's going to be a lot of fun to clean after the video. You can push these sections out and pop them on the neck of the guitar. Wait a minute. E minor? That's an E minor 7. D minor. Does that look like D minor and D minor 7 to you? Okay, so the major and minor chords are actually major minor 7s. I'm not really sure why you would use these. Let's try pop one on the neck, see if it even fits. Okay, so maybe this was a pretty stupid purchase. Alright, so it doesn't even fit on the neck of my guitar. But I guess not every guitar's gonna have the same dimensions. Now I need to look where the dots are, and let's give it a strum. What is causing that? Yeah, I don't know. It's a very random idea. That's the only use case I can think of, is if you were teaching and you're like, oh, make this chord. But then you're showing them the wrong chord because this should be C major 7. So I don't know what to do with this. Alright, so nothing too wacky with this one. It is just a string mute. I tried one of these in my very first video. It was like a $2 one. It didn't work at all. It muted the strings too much. So we've upped it to the $7 version. Now, interestingly, it came with a few picks. That's pretty cool. Let's get this thing open. So we've got a rose on the front, very aesthetic, matches with my guitar. And it says string mute. So hopefully this fits, and let's try it out. Okay, it was a bit of a pain to get on, but let's try it out. That wasn't the sound I was expecting, but wait. Is that how they're meant to sound? It has like a banjo sound. That's pretty cool, dude. Is that how it's meant to sound? Can someone tell me in the comments? How about that for some guitar accessories? Switch to my pick. Okay, I don't really know how to rate this because I'm not sure it worked as I was expecting. So I think I'll give it a 7. A 7, which is my personal rating because I actually really like that. I mean, I'm gonna mess around with that a little bit myself. A bit of a curveball. I really wasn't expecting that. So cool item for a couple dollars. Very, very cool. Okay, so the second last item we have is this guitar strap lock. Bear with me, bear with me. It's sort of like a seat belt for your guitar strap. Yeah, it's a seat belt for your guitar strap. So it's essentially for when you want to pop your strap up here. Now I know what you're thinking, this is a lot of extra steps for essentially doing the same thing with the seat belt attached to it. But I do know some players who like to have their strap up here on the headstock. Yeah. It works, as intended. It's a bit nicer on the back. Mainly if you're doing like open chords, I like having it up here. It just feels a bit more comfortable. Now the test we're gonna do, this is really stupid. Just gonna drop it a few times. Oh man, YouTube's funny. Now that's tight, man. Even if I probably shouldn't pull on the neck like that. It's terrible for the guitar. But it's very, very tight. And then when you don't pop it off, ooh, spring loaded, straight off. So overall, there are a few more steps involved. But if you do like to have your strap up on your headstock like this, that works really well. You don't need to tie a knot. You don't need to worry about the knot coming loose while you're performing. And when you want to take it off, you just go dunk like that. flies straight off. So I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10. It did exactly what it said, and it was very, very sturdy and came off really easily with a click. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now the last item I got is just these set of picks. I mean, they just look cool, right? It's a nice color palette. I'm not gonna waste much time testing these, but more so just to point out, you can find some really obscure looking picks. They're not gonna be as comfortable as like a Jazz 3 or a Stubby or whatever you're used to playing, but they look cool. And that's like 90% of guitar playing, right? So if you ever want to find yourself some cool looking picks, this set was like $1.50 or something, so why not show you guys? I picked them up, I thought they looked nice. Alright guys, have a good week ahead. I hope you all have a good week. Some interesting items we saw today. That's way too that's way too awkward to do while talking. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun reviewing these. I also enjoyed doing the budget stuff. Have a great week and I'll see you all next time. See you guys, have a good one. Oh, there's so much mess to clean up.